Hey, thank you for clicking on that link to me, GoodTimeTommy.com. You want to know the mistakes I see most listing agents make. Let's get clear so you understand this. There are two agents involved in almost every single transaction. Unless they do both sides, they're called a facilitator. When I say sides, there's a listing agent that represents the seller. There is a buying agent that represents the buyer. They are both looking out to protect the best interest of their party, their person they're representing, whether it be the buyer or the seller. So I hope we're clear. Whenever offers come in represented by a buyer to a seller, the buyer agent presents to listing agent. They usually don't know anything about the other person. They don't know anything about that client. Most agents are just going to take the contract representing the seller. They're going to look at the terms, the price, who's doing their loan. They're probably going to do a little bit of digging around, but that's about as deep as they're going to go. Then they present to their client, the seller, and they go over things. Most sellers are going to really be influenced by how much money am I going to get? What's my bottom line? What's my net? What am I going to walk away with? But see, what we don't anticipate is in this market, there's deals that are blowing up. People are not qualified. People back out of deals, okay? They change their mind. So there's three questions that I ask every single buyer's agent that brings an offer on our property. And this is under the radar stuff. I haven't put it out. You're the first one to know about it. First thing I ask the buyer's agent, has your client X ever backed out of one transaction with you? And they're going to sit there and they're going to be like, they'll tell me. They'll tell me. They ain't got to. They could say, well, I'm not going to go into their personal information. Question number one, has your client ever backed out of one deal? Okay, so then I'm going to move along after I get that satisfied, because that's a red flag if they have backed out of deals. Is there a trend? Was there a reason? Why did they back out of it? Because whenever somebody puts an offer on a house as a buyer, they are now in control of the deal. The seller is no longer controlling the file. Number two, I call up their loan officer. There's a lot of information that they can tell me. There's a lot of information they can't tell me. I can't ask them their credit score, how much money they make, but I can ask them this question. Number two, did they go through the automated underwriting system? Or is this going to have to be a manually underwritten file, which means it didn't really work the way, so we're going to have to get some type of an exception or explain. Those are red flags. You don't want to take those kind of offers because you're not going to know until the very end if this deal is going to work. You got to go through all the process. It's about 30 days. And then when it goes into final underwriting, that's when this key decision is made. So you won't know until the very end if this deal is going to blow up or not. Number three, and I'm going to stick right here with the mortgage because so much goes down to the mortgage. Number three is there anything that needs to change or will have to change for these people to be able to buy the house based on finance? Like right now, I have seen pre-approvals. I've gotten pre-approvals where right now they're not quite qualified, but we're going to do a rescore and then they'll be qualified. So right now, does anything at all on their file have to change from its current standing? Is there something we got to get removed off their credit? Is there an IRS problem? Is there anything like that going on? So that's the three things right there. Number one, have they backed out of any deals? Number two, is it a manually underwritten deal, which we don't want, or did it automatically go through? And number three, does anything need to change right now with their finances, their mortgage, their credit, any standing right now? Does it need to change before you can bank, before they can ink at closing? Have a good one. Thank you for getting on GoodTimeTommy.com.